This tutorial is about a simple technique that I learned from Robin, a skilled and amazingly creative knitter in our knitting community. She was looking for a way to make Continental purling easier and faster, and in her attempts to simplify purling, she discovered a more comfortable way to hold yarn that makes it easier to bring the yarn to the front of the work for purling. This way of holding yarn also minimizes the need to flex fingers, and it helps control the yarn tension without wrapping the yarn around any of the fingers. All of these advantages will benefit any knitter, but are especially helpful to those knitters whose fingers could get stiff due to arthritis or other issues. So with many thanks to Robin, let's take a look at an alternative way to hold yarn in Continental knitting. Here's how this interesting way of holding yarn works. Hold the needle with the stitches in your left hand, just as you normally do before you start working on a row, like this. Then, if the first stitch of a row is a knit, then bring the yarn between the tip of the left needle and your left index finger and over the back of your left hand, like this. If the first stitch of the row is a purl, then bring the yarn to the front of the work and over the back of your left hand. Then place the yarn between your left ring and little fingers, like this. Then move it over the back of your left hand again and to the left wrist, and then drop it at the inside of your left wrist, like this. So this is the setup. That's how it looks. See, the yarn is not wrapped around any fingers. The fingers are relaxed. There is no need to clench the yarn as we would normally do. So that's how we normally hold the yarn. See, and these fingers are quite tense because they're clenching the yarn, controlling the yarn tension. With this, the new setup, the fingers are absolutely relaxed, and it's not just good for the fingers because they are relaxed, right? But it is also good because we can help the index finger. We can use other fingers to help the index finger to bring the yarn to the front and to the back of the work, depending on whether we are knitting or purling. And the tension is controlled nicely because the tension of the yarn is redistributed between the hand, the little finger, and the wrist, and it provides a nice tension in most cases. Basically, it is very similar to the setup that we have on the knitting machines, where the tension of the yarn is redistributed, and that's why it is consistent and nice. But if you are a loose knitter, or if you for some reason feel that the yarn is loose, then you can wrap it around your wrist one more time, and then when you are knitting and purling, you don't have really to worry about the tension at all. You simply knit and purl, knit and purl. Another good thing that I noticed while testing this way of holding yarn is that we don't need to drop the yarn and pick it up again at the end of a row. So I'm going to finish this row and I'll show you what I mean. So we finished the row, and there is no need to undo the setup. We hold the yarn, we keep it in the same position, and we simply switch the needles, and then we continue working on the next row or around or whatever it is. So we don't really have to drop the yarn and pick it up again as we normally do. Why is it good? Because it saves us a few seconds every row, helping us finish the project sooner. Because our left fingers are not restrained by holding yarn, we can use them to work each stitch in the most comfortable way possible. All of these benefits come from a slightly different way to hold yarn that was discovered by creative knitter looking for better ways to knit. To read this tutorial as a set of step-by-step photo instructions, follow the link in the description. To download it as a PDF, join the club or our community on Patreon. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful week. I'll see you in the next tutorial.